Let's take a look at this section, 1.5. We have the first question over here. A local high school has 1,287 students with 396 freshmen, 352 sophomores, 255 juniors, and 284 seniors. What is the relative frequency of sophomores at this high school? So all they want you to do is the following, is concentrate on a particular, in this case, say care about the sophomore, particular group of students among the 1,287 students you are considering, and find how many there are of the sophomores, and that's 352 out of a total of how many students? This total over here, 1,287. So you want to find what this ratio is and write it in percentage, and let's not forget to round it to the nearest tenth as needed. So that's what we're going to do next. Use a calculator. So let's find what is a ratio of 352 divided by, again, the total of 1,287. And let's just press enter. And let's remember we want to round this to the nearest tenth. So you have over here 0.2735 is what we see in the calculator. And what we're going to do is, because we want to round to the nearest tenth, we're just going to go ahead and focus on this number 3. And notice that to its right you have a number 5 or higher, so you're going to round this up to a 4. So that's what we get, 0.274. Now if you want to write that as a percent, remember you move your decimal 2 places to the right, and we're talking about 27.4. And notice they already have the percent symbol for you. So what you need to type is just this, 27.4. So we'll proceed the same for the other questions, which are questions 2 and 3. We just have to pay attention to what they care about more than anything. So for this particular question, what they want to do in number 2, they have the following. A local high school has 1,233 students with 325 freshmen, 394 sophomores, 282 juniors, and 232 seniors. So we can just write down that information, and we'll have over here, we'll have 325, that's freshmen, 394 sophomores, 282 juniors, and 232 seniors. And what we need to do, if you were to do a total of all those students, you would get the total that they quoted, 1,233. That's students altogether broken up over here in their different categories. Now, if you want the relative frequency of students who are not is a keyword, not seniors, it means you can do it 2 ways. You can either cross out the 232 seniors and total up, how many you have over here, freshmen, sophomore, and juniors, in which case, in this particular situation, you will get a total over here of 1,001 students, and then you'll have to divide that number by 1,233, the total. But in order to get the numerator, how many are not seniors, we did it by basically adding the freshmen, the sophomore, and the juniors together. But you could also get that 1,001 in the numerator by doing the following. Think about it. If you have, and let me write right here, if you have a total of 1,233 students altogether in problem number 2, and out of those this many students, you have 232 who happen to be seniors. Remember, they want how many are not seniors. So how many are not seniors will be the rest in that box over here. So to find how many are not seniors, I can just go ahead and from the total of 1,233, take away 232. And if I do that, I will get again 1,001, and that is the numerator of the quotient I need to evaluate. So keep that in mind. In order to know how many are not seniors, you either cross out the seniors and add the rest of the students, or from the total of students of 1,233, which is right here, you subtract how many happen to be seniors, which is 232. So you subtract and you still get 1,001. So really this ratio is what we need to find, and I'll show you again how I get it this way by adding all the other group of students, and also how do I get it by subtracting from the total the number of seniors, just to emphasize that we have two ways to get there. So to go ahead and get how many are not seniors, let's keep in mind I can do it two ways. I can either add the freshmen 325 to the sophomores 394, and add this to how many juniors we have, 282, and I indeed get 1,001 as the numerator of my quotient. Let me show you how again I could get that numerator. I could go ahead and from the total of 1,233 students total, take away how many are seniors, which is 232 of them, and I'll get how many are not seniors. So that still gives me my 1,001, which is the numerator of the quotient I need to evaluate. So I need to divide that number of students who happen not to be seniors by 1,233, the number of students altogether that we have, and I get this answer. And it's if you want to round over here to the nearest tenth, so we'll need to take 4 decimal places right now. So let me write what we get. So that's equal to 0.8118. And let's keep in mind they want to round to the nearest tenth. So we want to move our decimal 2 places to the right. But let's first check out what's going on with the number 1 right here. Because there is a 8 to the right of that 1, this number is rounded to 0.812. And if you now move your decimal 2 places to the right, you get 81.2, and we're talking percent over here in that situation. So the answer rounded to the nearest tenth of a percent is 81.2. Notice I have the percentage symbol. All you need to type is that 81.2. So notice that in the calculator we had the following steps, and let me just show you. We had to find how many happen to not be seniors, and we did it two ways: by adding all the different groups of students, or by taking away how many seniors we had from the total. So that's going to be our numerator right here of 1,001, and we still need to divide that by how many students we had. And then we get this and call that 0.812, move the decimal 2 places and end up with 81.2% indeed. So that's how we did that. Okay, so we're going to look at the next question now, and let's see what we have for this problem. We have a local high school has 1,162 students with 318 freshmen, with 381 sophomore, 262 juniors, and 201 seniors. What is the relative frequency of students who are upperclassmen, junior, or seniors at this high school? So for this particular question, since we have this many freshmen, and we have some sophomores as well, and we have some juniors, 262 juniors, and we have 201 seniors, and they all add up to the total 1,162 students altogether. Since we want to focus on the upperclassmen who happen to be junior or seniors, so you're going to lump those two in a group over here and see how many of them you have. So if you were to add those two numbers, you will get 463 students you are focusing on out of how many out of the total of 1,162. So let's use a calculator on that and round to the nearest tenth as they are requesting, and let's see what we got. So if we find how much that is, and we want to round to the nearest tenth, so let's go ahead and do that next. So let's go ahead and round according to what they want. So if I take a look at what we got on the calculator, and we want to round to the nearest tenth in this particular case, so all we need to get are those numbers right here. And then when we have this, so we have 0.394, 3984. So we care about this number. Looking to its right, we notice that it's not going to bump it up, so just leave it as 0.398. Move your decimal 2 places to the right and call that 39.8%. That's the answer we're looking for, 39.8%. So they already have a spot for us to put the answer, and we just call it again 39.8%. And that's it for this little set.